Hello everyone, I'm James Ford, and I have a public service announcement. But first, let's go back to 1946. World War II had just come to an end, and the men were coming back from the battlefields of Europe to their wives. Of course, the women were overjoyed to see their husbands, and due to the influx of happiness, they made some babies, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, this new generation, called the baby boomers, marked a significant increase in births at the time. And now, those baby boomers are aging out.
Aging out? What do you mean by that?
I mean that, by aging out, these people have crossed the threshold into no longer being useful to society. They can no longer sustain themselves or help others, thusly making them void of importance. However, these useless individuals are still taking up space, time, and money in our population, houses, nursing homes, and Medicare. They are continuously sucking money out of our national budget that could be used elsewhere. But I have a solution, or rather, a couple alternatives to aid our country in this crisis. Number one, send them on a cruise. Of course, we can't fit every single old person on one ship, but if we take from a few states every month, it becomes more plausible. First, we bring them to the US government's new Temporary Sustainability Center for the Elderly, or the TSCE. From there, we'll fly them to lovely Hawaii, and then we'll send them off on a cruise ship to Malden Island, a couple hundred miles to the south. The passengers will be discarded onto the island, and once the ship has returned to port, the island will be blasted with a nuclear missile. The elderly will experience a quick, painless incineration, and that will be that. But of course, if bombing the elderly isn't your cup of tea, do not be discouraged. The problem has more than one solution. Option number two, lethal injection. Every year, a set of 25 states will be subject to a cleansing. The United States Injection Team, or the USIT, will effectively eliminate the problem of the elderly quickly and quietly by going door to door and exterminating them. This will occur over the process of about 2 weeks. And finally, the most plausible option and the most cost-effective, do nothing. That's right. We will remove all Medicare and Medicaid benefits from the elderly and just let them die off on their own. The government will detach from the useless ones in order to quicken the pace of perishment and lower federal spending. As Americans and as humans, we have to understand the complications of modern life and society, and the sacrifices we have to make in order to make that life better. One responsible member of society understands how the elderly have impacted us. They suck the money out of our pockets and the time and energy out of our days. That's why, as Americans, we need to toughen up by losing our illogical attachment to those useless ones. I'm James Ford, and I approve this message.